Hello Commanders, Commander Plater here, back with another Elite Dangerous video. And if you didn't know, there was a huge event in-game on Saturday the 29th of April, which resulted in the death of the character Salomé. I know I'm a little bit late to the party on this one, but I had to do some fact gathering beforehand as I had very little personal involvement in the event. So hopefully I should give you guys a well-rounded look at what potentially happened, what went wrong, what went right, and giving some personal opinions about what I possibly would have done differently, and a little bit of speculation. Now, I'm not going to talk about the lore behind everything that happened in the event. I'm going to be focusing on the event itself and the player interaction, and also some of the planning behind it and that kind of thing, because there's so much out there talking about the lore already. Please do go ahead and look that up if you're interested in it, obviously after this video. In the event, there were 4 human-controlled characters. Their goal was to move from one target system to another. There were 2 forces assembled, one by players trying to kill these 4, and one by players trying to defend them. Salomé was killed during the event, after being betrayed by one of her pledged protectors. But at least one of the targets had to make it to the end system, and 3 of them did. This means the defenders won the event, but from some of the forum posts and Reddit threads would make you think that this was not the case at all. I'm about to talk about the things I have observed before, during, and after the event. Some of the opinions are of others, and some of my own. I wasn't able to take part in the event due to real world commitments, so I am an outsider looking in. The idea behind this is to facilitate discussion, and certainly not place blame on any individuals, and if your opinions differ to any of those presented, please be civil and leave a constructive comment. As I previously said, I don't have every side of the story, but I'm very interested in hearing them. So, let's try to get this started. Players from all across ED came together for this event, and the clash in styles will immediately have become apparent. This was, fundamentally, a PvP event. This will have attracted players whose focus is story-based content, social content, roleplay, and PvP. I know this isn't an extensive list by all means. I'm also sure there'd be a lot of overlap as well. This will have caused friction within both groups. Many of those taking part in the defence have identified themselves as PvE players, lawkeepers, and explorers. But they ran practice events, and there was a PvP element present in the group who helped with the planning. There were members of the well-known SDC player group in there as well, and they specialise in PvP interactions, which some class as griefing, but some of them can be quite entertaining to watch. But I'm not going to be talking about the difference between the two in this video, and if you want to hear my thoughts on this, click on the little eye icon in the top corner to watch that video. For those looking to destroy Salomé and her confederates, the gameplay would probably have been more familiar and easy to adapt to. I want to remind everyone at this point that the mission was a success. The Defender's mission was to get at least one VIP home. This was accomplished. So, why does this feel like a failure? Well, Salomé was a prominent character in Drew Wagar's books, as well as being a central figurehead to the Children of Raxxla, a player faction heavily involved in the running of the defence. And please note, I don't say in charge. This of course means there will have been some emotional investment into the protection of this character, a certain camaraderie and a familiarity with your favourite character in a book, which is quite common. One element to consider was the betrayal of Salomé, which was, in my opinion, one that should have been predicted. But with thousands of players to organise, not everyone will have known everyone else's name and reputation, or why they're known for a reason. This is where dissonance in the defence would have been. I know for a fact certain members were banned from the Discord channel, or concerns were raised over their participation, but these cries must have gone unheard or were simply disregarded as only a concern. Another point that has been raised was the alleged elitism within the defence. People's loadouts had to be agreed upon, and if you weren't part of the official defence, which, as a player organised temporary faction, can there even be a thing as a group of individuals saying that they're official and anyone else isn't? This meaning that everyone not with them was against them. Now, I do understand the logic of this, and the unknown variable is one you cannot plan for, but this compounds the irony of Salomé being killed by a registered defender, who, contrary to popular belief, was not part of Salomé's wing, or even a close defender. Again, having suggested loadouts for an event like this does make sense, but excluding people from an event because they disagree with your approach, to me, is wrong. Having spoken to those involved, the reason for this was a friend or foe identifier, and to help mitigate those inexperienced from PvP being a liability. There has also been talk of the player behind Salomé making some errors in judgment resulting in her demise, such as FSD module damage from fuel scooping, poor evasion tactics, to name just a few. The conditions of the jumping from system to system were also working against the defenders. The need to have the whole wing in the system at the same time before jumping will have slowed things down, not to mention the instancing, crashing on hyperspace jumping and disconnects. Salomé would also have been attackers' primary target. I mean, who wouldn't want the chance to be remembered as the killer of a main character? Notoriety is still fame after all. So, this is the time to get your tinfoil hats ready, as the pilot playing Salomé was Drew Wager himself. So this has even raised the question, was the event rigged? I firmly believe it wasn't, having heard the way Drew has spoken about the character and the passion attached to creating this fictional character and the event as well. I'm sure Drew did have a preferred outcome, but at the end of the day, the result isn't really up to him. But there is always a chance the event was rigged. But the fact remains, the mission that was failed was to stop the VIPs reaching their destination. The secrets of Salomé have been shared and will continue to live on. To me, this will be an interesting twist in what could have become a very simple story with an unsatisfying end, and I for one am very interested in reading Drew's new book when he's finished it. But as usual, I want to hear your comments, your version of events, especially if you were in the chase to kill Salomé. Once again, thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe and turn on notifications. There's a little bell icon next to the subscribe button that gives you a notification every time I put a new video out. Whilst you're there, please consider becoming a patron. It's a great way to help support the channel and helps me to provide you with good quality content. Once again, thank you for watching. Commander Plater, out.